we just will play for 2 weeks and smoke weed in LA with the view.
Co-founder of Ledger, an idiot.
What situation has changed your life?
I was stage 2 alcoholic. I was diagnosed. My dad left when I was 2. We were basically homeless for some time. I've spent over $300,000 in spiritual guides.
Crazy stuff that rich people do.
One time I've actually rented the pyramid of Giza just for my own meditation. The society doesn't need free people. They need fucking slaves.
Hey everyone, today my guest is one of the most famous and popular crypto traders in the whole world, Thomas Kralow.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good, and you?
Fine, looking forward to this.
Perfect. Okay, so here we're in your mansion. And can you tell our audience a little bit about you? So what do you do if there is still someone who doesn't know you?
Yeah, probably there is quite a few. But what I do is I've started with trading 11 years ago. 5 years down the road, graduated into crypto, started doing social media, had a bunch of projects, some successful, some not very successful, and ended up founding my own exchange, Evedex. And yeah, just had a bunch of fun, you know, over the course of 11 years.
Yeah.
A lot of long-term investing in stocks and portfolios in crypto and active trading and scope trading, data, all you can imagine, I've done it all.
You've done it all.
Yeah. Not everything successfully, but yeah.
Okay, and how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Persistent, relentless, delusional.
Delusional.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because for you to get to the next level of where you're going, oftentimes you need to endure such a level of discomfort that any rational human being would probably consider it to be suicide or in some way very self-destructive.
Okay, okay.
Most people would just give up. Yeah.
And why do you think that is why you have your success, you have your reality where you're living just like the dream life?
I think so. Yeah, because if you want to do more than most, you just have to do it for a very long time and like endure really deep pain. And then the universe at some point just rewards you for doing that. You know, it just becomes statistically and mathematically improbable for you to not be successful.
Okay, 100%. And how do you think people that are just like starting in that niche, how do you think they should be going? Like which direction is the first that they have to take?
The first direction is always a combination of things. I think people need to learn 4 main skills. I would say it's marketing and sales, finance and trading, social media and communications, and spirituality. So that they actually love themselves and they actually respect the earth and actually are at peace with what they've got.
Do you do a lot of like spirituality? Do you care for yourself and like bring yourself into a peaceful place?
Yeah, I mean, I've spent over $300,000 in spiritual guides.
Wow. Wow, that is a lot.
One time I've actually rented the entire pyramid of Giza just for my own meditation.
And how did it work? Did it bring you millions?
I don't know. I just do everything I can just in case it works.
Okay.
You know?
And then you have like a bunch of stuff that works and that doesn't work, but it gave you experience.
Yeah,
at least.
But it was fun, you know. We were brought to the pyramid with a bunch of guys with AK-47s in Cairo, and they gave us the keys to Giza and said, go. And then turned on the lights and we had the entire pyramid to ourselves and all 3 chambers.
Wow, these are like just crazy stuff that rich people do.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta try it, you know. We did meditations, we did Ho'oponopono inside, we did a bunch of stuff, and we were trying to connect to the spirits and kind of get a bit of guidance to the $1 billion mark, you know.
Yeah, and it worked.
Or hard work did, I don't know.
Yeah, well, both of them, 100%. So tell me please, what was the first crypto that you've ever bought?
It was end of 2019. It was the time when I was like, okay, I gotta put together some kind of trading portfolio and a crypto portfolio. So it was 15 old coins. A lot of the coins don't even exist no more. It was like BitTorrent, it was Neo, BNB, and I still held it for some time, portion of it, which was my 100X. I bought it at $12.
Oh, wow. Did you sell it now?
Portion of it I sold in 2021
Okay.
at like $660. The peak was all-time high was $690. So, and then I held a bit of it because I knew it's Binance, you know, it's like, it was kind of no-brainer, and it held up real well. So, and now it was, yeah, I was quite happy about it. But everything else, it was a lot of like Cardano, XRP, like old stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And that was my first and good experience.
Oh, that's good because I also got Cardano for 0.02. And recently at Token 2049, I met Charles Hoskinson, and he was like surprised that someone even was interested in Cardano at that time.
Yeah.
And what do you think is like the most profitable topic in crypto? So like there are a lot of people that do different retro drop, airdrop stuff, or like DeFi or trading, or maybe
I think the two most profitable things, you mean like right now at this
Yeah.
time? I think that the most profitable things, two things, will probably be either active trading, just Bitcoin holding, or entrepreneurship.
Okay. And when you started your way, what did you think back then?
Back then, I thought it just was about buying a shit ton of coins and hoping for the moon.
And why did it interest you? Like, did you want to get fast results, or what was the point, like, for you to start actually trading and buying all of those altcoins?
Yeah, at the time I was in traditional markets. I was in the markets for 11 years. It was more U.S. stock market, and I've done a lot of indices trading. And for me, it was okay, but crypto seemed to be the place where you can do the same stuff
Yeah.
and get 5 times more returns.
Because it's more volatile.
Yeah.
But then you get 5 times more risks and 5 times more losses. Okay. What like interested you in this whole trading thing? Like, why did you want to do it? Why, I don't know, like not marketing or not something else? Like, why trading?
I didn't really have much of a choice. I always knew I wanted to make money and I wanted to support my family. And when the opportunity presented itself, I met a person who was from Germany, like half Swiss, half German, and he offered to kind of bring me into the industry. And he offered me for me to observe what he does with the money and like how he works and how he trades and how he manages assets for others. Because he was from boutique asset management from Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
So, and I got lucky in a way to meet him. And all I got to do, I had to give up on my entire life in the United States and move to Europe. And I said yes, so I didn't have any other choice.
Was it scary?
Oh yes, it was horrible. I just got my bachelor's degree. I was 19 years old. Because I skipped high school in the U.S. And I was working towards getting into Harvard, into law school. I was really trying to. I don't know how my family would have been able to afford it, but it was my dream. I wanted to get a scholarship. So he came over and he said that, you can come learn this, but you got to move to Europe. Okay. So I needed to give up on my entire life in the United States, on my friends, on my education, on everything I worked for many years towards, and then take the money I had left and actually risk that money based on what that dude's going to teach me. So it was tough.
But you know how they say, if you don't risk, you don't drink champagne.
I know it. I mean, true. I mean, all the biggest like exponential growth points in my life have always been through risk and discomfort.
And fear.
A huge fear.
Yeah, 100%. And how like trading, like the image of trading comes to reality. Like, for example, a lot of people are saying that trading is easy, that it's like becoming a million, I don't know, within a few weeks, month, and etc. How does it differ from real trading?
Real trading is probably the most competitive and the most difficult industry that one can imagine. I think it is more stressful than being a taxi driver in New York City.
Wow.
They say that being a reporter and a taxi driver in New York are two most stressful things. I think that it's not the case. I think it's trading, because you're trying to really predict, especially if you're doing active trading and you're trying to make big returns to kind of accelerate your portfolio, is what most people do. They're not interested in like what I do now with my capital. A lot of it, we do DeFi, and I'm happy with 15% a year. When you have $10,000, you're not going to be interested in 15%, sometimes even a month. So that means that you need to start doing high risk things, and you try to predict the smallest market frequencies, which could be day trading, scalp trading, whatever.
Scalping.
Yeah. And that is, it's not impossible, but you're trying to predict noise, and you're trying to predict something that can have a million variables at one given time that can affect the price, which makes it incredibly fucking hard. And then your psychology is on top of it, because you're probably in it 24/7. And it's going to battle test you so hard that most people quit.
Okay, and how do you get on with these emotions, with the psychological part? So, for example, you started trading, well, anyone starts trading to get big cool, I don't know, fast results. And you're just being really hard on yourself because you have to do more and more and more and maximize your risk. And how to keep calm in situations like this?
Well, for me, I think it's all about experience because I wasn't calm for the first 3-4 years. It's still, it was,
4 years.
yeah, it was
That's
tough.
a long time.
I just was never a quitter. Like whatever I do, if I set my mind to it, I kind of want to follow through, regardless of how painful it gets. I'm like, I gotta take care of it. And then if it doesn't work out at the end and I've done my best, like few years down the road, I'll move on. Because I know very well that regardless of what you do, if it's social media, if it's building a relationship, if it is investing, trading, whatever, you need to do more than 99% of people.
Yeah.
So, and more than 99% of people that probably would be in trading, that probably would be like 2-3 years. Most people quit at the second week, then the rest of the people within 3 months.
And they say that crypto is a scam.
Yeah, it's all a scam, it's all gambling, yeah, blah, blah. But if you check what they do, they just do bullshit. Like, I mean, they think they do something smart, but they don't. If you persevere through these things, it's not a guarantee. But as by the laws of universe, the harder you work and the more you do than others, it becomes almost statistically improbable for you to not be successful, just mathematically. So that you don't rely on luck, you rely on sheer willpower. So it was my mentality, really.
Okay, and what is the worst? Is it the fear of loss or the FOMO, or like, I don't know, like when you get the adrenaline, when you put your risks, when you're trading on volatile markets? Like, what is worse, the fear of loss or like the, I don't know, when you like the risk, when you get that adrenaline?
You know, I think that neither, actually. The biggest fear, in my case, and I think in the case of many people, it's not about losing money. It's not about any of these like trading fears. It's more about the fear of disappointment of your family. I think that a lot of people, they get into trading, most of their people around them, their friends, their family, they think that they're fucking idiots. And they kind of feel bad to start even doing it. Not everyone, but most people. And then if they fail, they will prove those
Right, yeah.
correct, you know? And that's the biggest fear. Another biggest fear is not as much about losing money, but as much as losing the power to support your family. So for me, like I can, if I were to lose all of my wealth that I have, would I build it up? Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem. I can move out of our mansion, whatever. It doesn't matter. For me, I mean, it would matter, but I mean, I would not die because of it. But what would really suck is my family that would need to have to move out. So I would put them in a position where they need to move out of the fucking house. That would suck, you know? So I think that's the scariest.
And your family didn't really like you becoming a trader?
No, they didn't care. I mean, they were like, do whatever you want, just make some money, please.
Okay. If we were to talk about your beginning, how you started, so you came from a very hard time.
Yeah.
And your family had very hard times. Can you?
Yeah. My dad left when I was 2. It was in Latvia in like post-Soviet era, 1996, because I was born in 94, 1996. He donated everything to a church and just left my mom. And since then, she had many different jobs. We were basically homeless for some time. Then we moved in with my grandmother. It was a time where we lived at a house that has no heating and had no gas, so she needed to heat up baby food on a fucking candle.
Wow.
Like, we have pictures of it, maybe I can send you later to put up here somewhere if you want. It was a very old, horrible house. My mom had no education. She was like 21 years old. It was a bad time, yeah. And then life didn't really get much better until like I was like 15, 16. My mother, saved up money and stuff, and we were able to move to United States and stuff. So then it got a bit better, but then I kind of took on I have taken it upon myself to carry our last name, which didn't have any legacy, and tried to create it.
So like you're the first billionaire in your family?
I'm the first, the guy that made it. I'm the first guy to have higher education.
Oh, yeah. Even like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you talk to your dad now?
No.
Or not really?
I know him. I have his contact. I've spoken to him twice.
So you reached out to him, or he reached out to you?
I reached out.
Okay.
He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, so even with all of your successes, he didn't even...
No.
Okay.
He's interesting. He's very strange. I think he was brainwashed back in the time when he gave everything up. He still lives in Latvia. His job is, he works for the government. He cleans the streets.
Okay.
He sweeps streets.
Yeah.
And He makes very little money. I spoke to him and he was kind of detached. He's detached from reality. I think he's lost his mind, unfortunately. I don't have any feelings for him, not bad, not good, because I was 2 years old when he left. I didn't experience it.
Yeah.
As a kid, I kind of felt bad that I didn't have a father figure, but I kind of was okay with it. Yeah, and now, like, once I spoke to him, I remember he was like, "Oh, son, good to see you, blah, blah." It was very cold. And the next day he called me and said, "Can I borrow 500 euro for Forex trading?" Forex trading. I was like, the
So I think
fuck?
someone called him and it was like, you can get 10x within 2 days.
I don't know, man. Like something, he was asking me for 500 euros for Forex trading. Yeah. I'm like, number one, Forex trading is horrible.
Yeah.
And number two, blah, blah. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then I just blocked him. So.
And do you feel like all of your successes, like your, I don't know, your motivation is to prove him that he was
No.
wrong when
No. He's got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
And I have nothing to do with him.
Okay.
I genuinely don't care. I care about my mother who had to struggle because of his choices.
Yeah.
That's whom I care about. That's whom I want to see in a private jet.
And she was the only one who was raising your
Yeah, yeah.
family
Her and my grandmother, yeah.
and grandmother as well.
Mm.
Okay, so what advice would you give to a person that is just starting their way? I don't know, maybe like top 3 tips for beginners traders?
First tip is not to quit their job until they have at least 2 times the income in trading than in their regular job and they have stability. Number 2, that before they even risk any real money, or unless they risk something small that they don't really care much about, that they do at least 2-3 practice stages, that they record their trading properly. So they actually keep 10 to 15 to 20 parameters per trade that they record. Like entry time, exit time, doesn't matter. You need to measure initial impulse after entry. So for example, if you're trading a key market level, I don't know, a resistance level, for example, if you've entered at a level and you think that this is going to be the area of imbalance and it's going to have an impulse and there is no impulse, it's not a good sign. Maybe you've misread something.
Yeah.
So you need to always tag the box and see, okay, was there initial impulse? If yes, how did it affect your performance? And then down the road, you can actually see out of 100 trades, 30 trades actually had initial impulse. 70 didn't. And out of those 70, most ended up being stop losses.
Yeah.
And it's just a basic example, but most people don't do these things. And then there is like, you can record the visible range, ATR, and really treat trading as a business and have accounting. And then based on that accounting, your statistics, you can actually sometimes see what has changed in the market numerically, like numbers wise, so you can adapt your trading strategy. So that's number 2. Number 3, I'd probably say that the biggest suggestion would be remembering that a lot of people do trading because they want to be rich. I would suggest that being rich is nice, but it doesn't solve problems. What does solve problems is the ability to enjoy life and being in the moment. If you cannot enjoy what you have now, $1 million might change it for 2 weeks because you're going to be excited, but it's not going to change your miserable fucking life if you're a miserable piece of shit. So don't be a miserable piece of shit. Enjoy every moment and persevere.
Okay, perfect. So it's very fun because a lot of people actually usually think of trading as fast money, but whenever they get to this market, they're like, okay, I'm either gonna do it because I know that it's not that easy as I thought, or I'm gonna pass. So yeah, I would say that it's really good advice for a person to be happy even before they start this journey, because otherwise they're just gonna quit.
There's been so many wealthy people that I've watched on social media or listened to in person. A lot of them have said that business really at the end of the day is a sport.
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy, like, for example, soccer or basketball, business or trading isn't much different. It's a sport. You compete against others. In trading, for you to make money, somebody's got to lose money. So you're competing for it.
Yeah, and you have to have the skills to do that.
So, but if you don't enjoy the sport for the sport's sake, and all you care about is that result, and you don't enjoy the pain in the process, you're gonna fucking suck at that sport. I know it's some kind of philosophy, but it's the one I try to live by.
Yeah, but on the other hand, like having a checklist and a trading journal will help you to actually succeed in that sport.
Oh, technically, yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah, because some people also, they just like crypto for its sake and they don't really earn money. They're just like buying some meme coins, some like weird stuff.
There's always gonna be gamblers, and then the ones that focus on real returns.
Yeah, 100%. When do you think we will have like this mass adoption, I don't know, completion? Because a lot of people are getting into crypto now, but not everyone just yet. And like if we were to compare the internet adoption versus crypto, then we're roughly around 2002nd year. When do you think all of the people that are now using the internet will be using crypto?
5-10 years probably. So maybe a bit faster, maybe 4 years, 4 or 5 years, something like this. I think the people are a bit slow-ish. You know, I was recently buying a car in Dubai, and I was surprised. I met a guy. You know, we talked about crypto a little bit, and he was genuinely asking me what is Bitcoin.
Oh, like so he
didn't know what is
just heard.
Bitcoin like at all. I thought he was joking. But there are some people like this, and there are people, I mean, they're saying that there is like this, whatever amount of percent of people that have crypto. But I'm pretty sure that those percent is like people who have $2 in crypto. You know, it's like, it doesn't really count.
Or like received one transaction
Yeah.
for their life.
So I think it's going to take some time. I think we're still early. And I think that with the way how they're about to devalue the dollar with the next stage of quantitative easing, I think that more floodgates will open to Bitcoin, and I think that we should probably see Bitcoin at $1 million or
Within the
zero
next 10 years.
within the next 10 years. Yeah,
Or
probably
zero?
or zero.
What do you think are the chances?
80-20.
80-20. Okay, because I've searched up in ChatGPT and he said it's like 0.01%. It's just in case if someone will do like additional emission on Bitcoin, which is pretty much impossible, but like
Yeah, it's not possible. It's just, you know, I don't have trust in nothing. You know, even though of all the things, the most trust I have is Bitcoin, but it's the most, not all of my trust, because I just have my own suspicions as to who created Bitcoin. It seems to be too easy. I remember back in like 2012 when I lived in New York, I've seen like the shop where you could actually buy Bitcoin in Manhattan, like 2013. And I was,
wow.
as I remember now, Bitcoin's hash rate was so weak, you could have overpowered it easily. Didn't CIA, NSA, Mossad know about Bitcoin? They did, but they understood what the point of it was, but they didn't kill it. So when they could, now they can't no more. So they let it evolve into a very powerful financial machine that can sort of rival the traditional system, which it kind of does. But they supported it, and now BlackRock is buying it. So it does seem like, and China is against it. It seems like maybe US was the one who actually created it, not some Satoshi Nakamoto in some fucking basement. So yeah, and if that is the case, then the question is, what is their motive? Do they really want to use it for something good, or do they want to bring all the people into it and then put it to zero?
Or control it maybe, because like
Or
with
control
the
it. I mean,
CBDCs.
if they control it, then it will go to zero because it's going to demolish the point of it.
Yeah. But like we have a lot of like people that are kind of getting around it. So for example, in Europe we have the MiCA. In different countries we also are getting regulations, but people do decentralized finance, like you do the Evedex, like you're just going around the regulation anyway.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
Wherever you do, if you're strategic, there's always a way for everything.
Yeah, especially in crypto.
Especially
because crypto people, they're very smart and always going around some stuff that they don't like. Evedex, can you show me how it looks like? Like because there are a lot of different perp dexes now. It's like a trend, but what are the key features that make Evedex different from the other ones?
So this is basically what it looks like. Pretty easy to use, but what makes us different, first of all, it's the mobile app that we have available in Android and App Store, depending on the region. But the cool thing is that we have gamification. So when you're trading, you actually get XP points, which will be very important for the airdrop down the road. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Oh, can you tell please more about this airdrop? Like,
I mean, every exchange that I mean right now is the biggest hype, perp dexes, and the businesses in general and the projects that actually generate cash and that make money. and that use their profits also partly to buy back the token. So it's the tokens that really do well now. And it's also like in our case, governance token, and in terms of the dividend paying token, and it's like the token of the entire ecosystem.
Okay, so that's the XP.
Yeah, and those who trade with us a lot and gain as many XP points as possible, just like Aster, just like Lighter, just like Hyperliquid, same thing. So it's the same exact concept. But also, the higher level you get, the more cash back you get, and then you can actually get different rewards when you complete different missions. And these XP points go towards, actually I didn't claim a few things on this particular account. And then these XP points are going towards your level, and then you can actually go to skills, and you can actually unlock extra skills, which gives you, like, for example, extra cash back. So I just actually
Oh, so now you have
I have bigger, now I have 6.35.
6.3. Okay, and when would be the airdrop when you're planning to do it?
I think probably Q1 of next year.
Okay.
But that's the idea. I mean, we didn't announce it yet. It's not like official or anything, but
So it's insider information.
kinda, actually. But yeah, we also have proper affiliate system. So normally Aster offers 20% for a year
Yeah.
to the affiliates, Hyper for like a year, 10%, and I think for eternity, but for just 10%. We offer like 40%. So even like your baseline referral fee is 30% for life.
Already.
And you can also make money. For example, we have our own academy where you can learn a lot of stuff for free. You know, how to trade, your financial literacy, social media, affiliate marketing.
And it's like your lessons.
Yeah, these are our lessons. Yeah. So you can really learn a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff for free, like blockchain and stuff. But if you want to learn more, there is Prime subscription, $29 a month. And you also get extra cash back with it. So it makes sense. If you trade with like a $500 or more, it makes sense. It's extra 5% cash back. So it makes sense.
And cashback, it comes to you every day?
Every day you need to go to assets and claim it daily.
Okay.
So, and it's basically, it's real money, you can withdraw it. So it's not some fake money. Like exchanges do these deposit bonuses. I don't know, deposit $100, get $20.
Yeah, when you can't really...
It's not real money.
Yeah.
It's fake money. You can only lose it. You cannot do shit with it. So I don't know. It's not that useful.
Okay. But if I forgot to claim something, then I can't claim it anymore. So like I have to go there
You
every
have
day.
to claim daily.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, most people who trade actively, they go in daily.
Yeah.
So you can also claim it from your phone. So if you forget to do it on your computer. Then we also have AI trading. So basically that's what I personally use quite a bit. So AI actually trades for me, like all these trades on a screen.
Wow.
Not every trade is profitable, but overall, it's doing quite well. So here it's lost $30, made $60, lost $17, made $32, and etc. So it actually does.
So it even has the risk reward ratio as well.
I mean, it's like AI-based model on quarterly theory and smart money concept and technicals.
Okay.
It's relatively basic, but overall it does quite okay. I mean, we have the APR is floating. Of course, the APR changes, but it does okay. So it's not just some dumb, simple grid bot. The grid bots are also okay, but you need to operate them.
Yeah.
It does everything for you.
So there's no like person that controls it.
No.
It's just absolutely automated. Okay.
So we also have different leaderboards. We have demo trading. We have debit cards coming out. We have P2P coming out soon, copy trading. So it's like really, it's an experience of a centralized exchange, but it's a DEX. We wanted to build an experience where people feel no difference if it's Bybit or Evedex. Because Hyperliquid or Aster, they're not that friendly. Deposits sometimes are confusing, how to withdraw to, like we have in terms of our deposits, you can actually have an instruction of how to deposit from a wallet. You can buy crypto with a card.
Fiat.
Yeah, you can buy crypto with fiat on a DEX. And also you can deposit from Ledger, MetaMask, 100+ different wallets. You can, when you sign up, you can use facial recognition, you know? So it's really friendly. And that's what we're trying to do.
And you work in all of the whole world.
Yes.
So like people from UK, USA, they can also register and everything. Okay, that's really cool. And you also said that like Evedex is more for retail traders rather than institutionals and all of that. And how is it showing in the functionality of the platform? Like what is for retails there?
For retail, it mainly is leverage. Institutionals don't really use leverage as much. It's also the availability of different meme coins. So right now we don't have that many pairs. That's also one of our drawbacks. But we have Pump Fun, we have Doge, we have Hype, we have Aster, we have Pepe, Mix. So many different things that retail really enjoys. And retail really likes trading bots. So we have that. We also have
And copy trading as
and
well.
copy trading. So it's like, that's what it's oriented around. You know, institutionals, all they care about is that they can put in their $10 million trade with no slippage, you know, and no front running. We fight that as well, but right now we cannot handle a $10 million trade because our liquidity is still relatively thin. So yeah.
And about the leverage, what's the maximum
100x.
leverage? 100x. Wow.
Yeah.
That is good for retailers.
Yeah.
About your earnings, like, did you become more happy as you started to earn much more, or the money doesn't buy happiness?
It does not buy happiness, but it contributes to it because you can retire your parents. I think that you're not a man until you've retired your parents, you know, as a guy. Because when I grew up without a dad, I made my mother a promise that at some point in her life, she's not going to ever have to think about something as unimportant as money, as something as measly as money. So I was able to do that, and I kind of felt good that my mother is retired. You know, I took her on her 50th birthday. I took her on a big private jet to Lake Como.
Oh,
Bought her a bunch of Dior. You know, it's like we've spent like 100,000.
It's a girl's dream.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing. And I mean, we came from nothing. Like my father left when I was 2. Literally, we were homeless almost. Like, I mean, my mother had a bad time, really bad time in the 90s. And like going from that to sitting in a private jet, you know, I saw her sitting there like this. She didn't fucking understand what's going on. That feels good, you know. But everything else, you know, with big money comes big responsibility. And a lot of people think that, oh, you know, if I had blah, blah, it's not that simple. Because right now, with all the things we do, we have 200 employees. I'm responsible for those 200 people. Even though we make good money, and a lot of them, like most of the money, we reinvest into Evedex, which is also in of itself difficult. You know, you get to the point where you start to take bigger risks, and it is heavy. A lot of people break under that pressure, and I almost broke, like, honestly, like 10 times. So it's a never-ending type of question as to why you do all of that, and you kind of do, even though it's painful. So it's a different type of life. It's also has got problems, but is it happier than a poor life? Yes. I guess that's it.
What keeps you going? Like, because you already have this capital that can give you like money for your whole life, even with passive income if you invest it, for example, I don't know, in SPY with 15% APR. But like, why do you keep going? Like, to get more, to, I don't know, because you're interested, or why?
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas. I just want to try to play the longevity game. I think the next multi-trillion-dollar industry is going to be the people who sell time. A lot of people who are watching this will probably crucify me and say that, oh, people don't like this topic. But I will sound very cynical now, and I apologize to the audience, but I can say that I think that within 5 to 10 years, death will be for the poor.
Okay, so do you think that poor people will sell their time to rich?
No, I don't think that. I think that rich will be able to buy more time.
Okay.
So I think that it's going to be, like, even right now, if you study biotech and if you're being objective, we already know why we are getting older.
And we have this Brian Johnson who is like growing backwards.
Yeah, I don't really like Brian Johnson too much. I mean, he's doing cool stuff. I mean, Brian Johnson is fine as a guy. He's doing good stuff. He's building a good business out of what he does. You know, he's a businessman. He's doing fine. And a lot of the stuff he says makes sense. But what I am interested in, I'm not interested in taking 100 pills, working out every day, doing red light therapy, sleeping at the same time. I want to have a fucking life.
Yeah.
I want to inject myself with something and get plus 20 years. And just stop the aging of my, like, stem cells or whatever, like freeze them, you know? So what Brian Johnson is doing, he's like suffering for the cause of living longer, but I'd rather live less, but fun than more and like that.
Yeah, but he's a fan of his topic.
Yeah, for sure. All I'm saying is that I'm interested in different type of longevity, you know? And I think that 5-10 years, we're going to have solved the problem of side effects, because right now we know how to stop aging.
Yeah.
We just don't know what the fuck to do with side effects, because a lot of the stuff, like the nature and the universe, has built us in a way that if you take something away, something else comes. It's like yin and yang, white and black, and warm and cold, you know? So when you remove like some protein from your body, you stop aging, but then you die from cancer, because this protein ages you, but at the same time fights cancer. And these kinds of things. But I think that we're going to solve it, because down the road, it's all just numbers. It's mathematics and probabilities. And once we do, I think that it would be nice to have a few $1 billion just in case, to be able to afford it. That's it. That's number one. And number two, I think that business overall for me is not just about money, it's about sport. Some people enjoy soccer. They watch it. Like I couldn't fucking you couldn't pay me to watch soccer. Like I'd be bored. Like millionaires playing plastic ball, you know, like I don't understand it. Or watching racing as like cars go by. I can do racing and I do car racing on a track. That's cool. Watching it, boring as fuck. So for me, the sport of my choice is money. Is the game. That's the game for me.
So, what situation has changed your life to 180 degrees that you can remember from, I don't know, recent times?
Quitting drinking.
Quitting drinking. You used to drink a lot?
Yeah, I was stage 2 alcoholic. I was diagnosed. I don't know how they diagnose this stuff, but yes.
Maybe they ask you, do you want to drink like vodka? And you're like, yeah.
I don't know. But I was diagnosed with that when I was 22. And then, yeah, I quit at the age of 23, so it's gonna be 9 years of sobriety, not even a beer. So it's been a boring life, but I used that energy and free time to build something, you know, so.
How your perfect weekend looks like?
Work.
Work?
Yeah.
On the weekend as well? Do you ever get out like with, I don't know, your wife, your mom to just
I mean,
relax?
we live at the same house, you know, we are always kind of there. So we go out sometimes, some staycation, it's just traditional stuff, but I like work, man. Like I like progress, I like doing things what most people don't. I just don't enjoy, you know, I used to enjoy like sitting down and playing a PS5 game, you know, or PlayStation. I do that sometimes, but even now it so happens that I play games on a PS5 with my team, and we talk business.
Okay, and you do some bonding, team bonding stuff. I didn't think that you were the ones of those guys that like to game.
No, I'm a gamer. I've played my entire childhood. I've been playing MMORPGs and shooter games and like my entire life. I love it. Like one of the things I've done recently with my childhood friend, he's a very simple guy, not much money, and he doesn't need it for some reason. And like he's just this type of guy. He's Azerbaijani. And I was like, okay, and we played the games, like we met in the game when we were like kids.
Yeah, it's like your online friend.
Yeah. So I was like, let's go to LA. Let's rent a big ass villa with the view to LA. Let's buy 2 PCs because you know you need Windows for some of the games. And we just will play for 2 weeks and smoke weed in LA with the fucking view. And he's like, I'm coming.
And that's how you relax.
And that's what we did. I mean, I don't do that much because in Dubai you cannot really smoke or like any of that. So, and we respect the local customs. But when we do try to chill, we just go to the mountains. We sometimes play games, smoke weed, and just do skiing.
Okay, and you always show like your new cars, your mansion and everything. Has it ever brought any problems to you, or like, I don't know, has someone tried to hack your exchange or
Oh no, that
like
yes.
that? Yeah.
Always. They always try to break in. People always hate. They fabricate stories
A lot of
sometimes.
fakes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hate. Like some people can make a video, oh, exposing Thomas Kralow. And then, I mean, I'm happy with, you know, genuine criticism. I mean, we don't do things perfectly.
Yeah. One does.
No one does. They can, but when they're saying like a bunch of fucking horse shit, you know, there was a guy who dedicated the entire video to saying that my hedge fund is not a hedge fund because like our hedge fund, what we do is we buy Bitcoin, we hold it. We normally don't really hedge because we have a long-term strategy. And
Like DCA.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He said, then it's not a hedge fund. Then like,
Because it doesn't hedge your position.
yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, a hedge fund doesn't necessarily have to hedge nothing. It's just the name of the structure. There's so many different ways of building a hedge fund, you fucking moron. So that's number one. And then he said, oh, he's my back, he's a rental.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, my Bugatti, my this, that, all of it is a rental. Yeah, people are so fucking dumb with it sometimes that, like, I mean, my mansion is a rental. I mean, it costs me $1 million a year. So, I mean, go hate on that, loser. But yeah, that's the only stuff really. I don't really care much about it no more, but that's the only thing.
Okay. I wanted to ask you as well about social media because you have really big social media. You do a lot of content, and you always say that your audience, they are like very important to you. But don't you feel sometimes that you're like opening too much? For example, like you're showing your personal life, I don't know, like your mansion and everything. Do you feel comfortable with that?
I just don't care. Honestly, for me, I meet so many people that come up to me in, like yesterday we were at the conference, there was a speaker, Pavel Durov, on the stage,
Yeah.
and I was a speaker right after him at the main stage. And after my speech, I had like 20 people line up. A lot of them just want to take a picture with me, and some of them were just saying, Thomas, 2 years ago I started watching you, and my life hasn't been the same since. Like, I moved places, I got motivated, so if I can have an impact on even 1% of people who see me, who get motivated, who see that it's possible to do something out of the scope of traditional, I enjoy it. You know, it's nice. Like, there are some people who believe in evil eye, that, you know, oh, if you show something, is going to... To me, I don't really, like, I think you are what you believe. For me, I just enjoy, like, a lot of people think I'm showing off. For me, I'm just showing my life. And it's also good business. So it's two things. First of all, I enjoy it. I never do things I don't enjoy. Second of all, it's a good business. We provide value. We have different products. And it has helped me to build like 11 income sources that I have today. So
Perfect. That's really cool. And do you have like a lot of hate?
of course. I
You
mean,
know?
when you're going to be 30 years old, you live in a $25 million mansion, you drive a Bugatti, I'm pretty sure that people are going to fucking hate you a lot. I mean, especially those who have some kind of disbelief in themselves and have like deep sense of hate towards themselves, they will project it onto you because they will try to like push you down to make themselves feel better. It's human nature. It's just how they're built and how they are. But I don't really care much about it. It's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, half of the country loves him, half of the country wants to kill him, you know? So if you don't have haters, you probably are doing something boring. Like, I don't want to test it. Like in France, for example, there are people who are in crypto who are getting kidnapped
Yeah.
because they know
Someone's daughter and there's a
so
lot of
it's
cases.
not as much about hate. I don't think people who hate online are pretty weak. They're not going to ever do nothing. What you should be worried about is people who want to take your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So that's a bit different. And this is what I'm a bit more worried about when I'm in the United States or when I'm in Europe. That's why I have bodyguard. I just don't take no chances.
Okay, yeah, that's correct because there are a lot of actually cases in Bali as well, like just people get their crypto stolen for no reason. So it's kind of crazy.
Scary stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
I was so surprised. You know, I see this guy who owns like a co-founder of Ledger.
yeah,
And I mean, you're famous. You probably custody, well, there's no custody, but in ledgers, there's billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and you don't have security. You got to be an idiot, honestly. Like, I don't understand why people are so think that they're untouchable somehow. They live in their own reality, even though I'm not as big as like people in Ledger, but I'd rather spend 10, 20,000 euro on security when I'm Europe than don't, you know, so.
and as well about Donald Trump, like he had these cases when someone actually tried to kill him. Have you ever had something similar to this? Maybe like some crazy fan like came to your house or something like that.
I mean, I had some of that happen because, I mean, Dubai is very safe. We also have some kind of security here. When we go to Europe, I always have armed guards with me.
Oh,
I always have guys with
Okay.
guns.
and do you get a lot of people like taking pictures with you in
Yeah,
Europe
yeah,
as well?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem is that, and also like my wife, when she goes out, she always has bodyguards, like at least one,
Yeah.
because you never know.
You also have a wife, Sophia. You've been together for
Almost 9 years.
almost 9 years. What is the secret to successful relationship? Because it's very different from trading.
Yeah, I think that everybody has their own place. And one person is happy with the place of the other.
Yeah,
So she's fine that I'm a man of the house.
yeah.
She doesn't talk back to me, mostly.
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 Because Slavic women is very difficult for them not
Yeah.
to talk back.
Yeah, so mostly she kind of respects my choices and my decisions because she does treat me as a husband
Okay.
and as a man behind whom she is at, you know. Because I always said that if you want to be on your own, be on your own. So
Okay.
it's a fine. Or find yourself a man that is not a man. If you want the man who carries shit and pays your bills and kind of makes your life look beautiful, you gotta sometimes say that, okay, well, I'll do whatever you're saying. So she respects me, she respects our boundaries. We're extremely different people, and that makes it good for us because we kind of fulfill each other's holes, you know, what is not perfect.
Yin and yang.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And we just have a very good connection, you know, we've built so many things together, we've been through good times and bad times together, and it didn't break us. And she was always the type of lady that is happy with me in a private jet. And also she was happy with me when we were living in a Soviet apartment that it belonged to her grandmother, you know.
How has it changed your relationship when you had nothing at some point and now you have everything?
Yeah, nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Absolutely nothing changed.
Did you argue about money back then?
Yes.
And now you don't?
No. Sometimes a little bit, but initially when we met, I was making a bit of money from trading back then because I was already into it for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, because 11 years ago, yeah.
The only stuff she kind of didn't understand initially, but then started to understand, was that I had like about 700,000 in my trading account, which she didn't even know about initially, but then she did find out. And then she was like, okay, I love you, I respect you, but can you explain to me why are we living like this when you're almost a millionaire, actually? And I explained to her what compounding means, and I explained to her what stupidity means, because most people having $700,000, euro, whatever, they would have a Lambo.
Yeah.
They would have, I don't
They
know,
would spend them all.
yeah, they would have $100,000 watch. They would have the life. They would be in Dubai, chic, bling.
Yeah.
For me, I was living in a 3-bedroom Soviet fucking apartment for free because my grandmother owned it.
Okay,
And
so it's financial literacy.
It's literacy, man. And I felt blessed that I was able to start making good money. And it took me a while to gather. It was a lot of pain. So I actually earned that money. So I was like, I got to be careful with this shit because if I blow this, I don't know if I'm going to come back, you know? So, and she kind of didn't understand it much because she had a car that was worth 6,000 euro. I could have bought her a brand new Bentley and still had money left, you know? But we didn't. And it took some time for her to get adjusted to it. So now she doesn't even care much about money because we can afford many things, but we still don't buy brand new cars. Like I mean, even my Bugatti, it's a 2011 Bugatti, you know, it's a good investment piece. But, and the cars in general, and most of my cars I sold anyway, because they're liabilities and I kind of got tired of them. So I still treat money seriously. That's why, I mean, I could buy myself a private jet, but I don't do that. I charter jets because for me, it doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah, the maintenance is very expensive.
Yeah, we don't fly as much, you know, so mathematically, it makes no sense. So yeah, but that was something that initially was a bit tough for her.
Okay, and how did she motivate you? Like, you know, there's a saying that women usually give energy to their men so that they can start earning more. Like, did she do that? And how did she do it?
She did a fair share of it. I was in many dark places, you know, many times.
She always believed in you.
She believed in me and she still does believe in me more than I do in myself. Sometimes even with Evedex, I just sit down, I'm like, I'm just fucking cooked. You know, it's so tough. And she's like, I know that she doesn't even know what she's talking about. Like, and you can do it. You're the man. I'm the man that I married. And then I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna do that, yeah.
And it kind of helps, you know. So she does her best. I kind of subconsciously understand what she's doing, but it does help, you know. It's better than, yeah, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, of course.
I told you it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
If my woman be like this, I'd be like, I shouldn't say bad things, right? But I'd be gone immediately, instantly.
Yeah, and you wouldn't reach such heights.
No,
She was like this.
it's joint effort.
Okay.
It's joint effort.
And what is the most expensive gift that you've give to your wife?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin?
Yeah, she owns some Bitcoin, yeah.
Okay. And what is the most expensive gift that she gave to you?
Love. No.
Maybe something tangible.
A statue of me.
Oh, so you have a statue of you.
Yeah.
Wow. And she...
She found an artist, a Ukrainian one. Dmitro Barishev is his name, and they were working on a statue of me that is almost like bigger than me, that it's in our second house. It's pretty awesome.
That shows how she believes in you and how she like manifests you.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And what do you think of like traditional education, universities?
Waste of time.
Waste of time.
The only thing that I think that universities are good for is for making connections.
Okay.
So if you're going to a university that is elite, you know, where there is, you know, some
Like
kid,
Berkeley.
yeah, stuff like this, Harvard, Yale, Ivy League schools in the US, or something that if it's CIS, something that, you know, where politicians' kids go to. So you can build a network, you can build connections, yes. But if you want to learn how to make money, okay, if you want to be a doctor, fine. You cannot learn that in a course online.
Yeah, of course.
But if you want to make money and provide for your family and retire your parents when they're like 45, the school ain't gonna teach you that. The society doesn't need free people. They need fucking slaves. Even if those slaves are paid well, you know. So yeah, I don't think it's anything good. I mean, I have higher education, fucking waste of my life.
I have two.
Well, yeah, then we're in the same boat.
And what fact would you cancel from your biography if you could? Like maybe some situation that you wouldn't repeat or do anymore.
Just one thing.
One thing.
When I was offered to buy Bitcoin in 2013, I just changed a no to a yes.
Okay, and that would accelerate your results.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Everything else I'm pretty happy with.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How did you grow your, for example, like Instagram and other accounts? Like, what are, again, if people were to start it now, what would be like one of the most valuable advices, like to be consistent or like to find, I don't know, something interesting to talk about? Like, what is the
I think
to
it's a
success?
combination of a bunch of stuff. First of all, I've been in social media for 5 years. I've produced over 15,000 pieces of content totally.
Wow, 15,000.
So
It's so much.
I have 6 YouTube channels
Mm-hmm.
right now. We do content in Russian, in English, in Latvian, and now we've started doing content in Chinese. So, but I don't
With AI.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The
Because
rest-
if you were to tell me that you learned Chinese to do, I would be so surprised.
No. So I think that my biggest growth came. It wasn't like instant. I've done a bunch. Like it took me a couple of years to get like the first 100,000 followers. It was tedious because you need to understand what do people want to see. You need to understand and feel narratives. You need to understand and feel what is the structure of the video and whether it's short form or it's long form, if it's a live stream. You know, these things are intricate and they're peculiar in terms of details and what people want to see and what actually retains attention and triggers the algorithms to push it out to the feed. So it comes with a lot of experience, first of all. And second of all, when my biggest growth came, it was because I was hiring good people. So at some point I had 3 teams work with me. They would produce ideas, they would come to me, and we would try to film them. I would adjust them, and we would see what would happen. I would film like 200 pieces of content a week, just for Instagram.
For 1 week?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we would test them and test them. And I spent like $30,000-$40,000 on different teams because a lot of them are expensive as fuck and useless, quite frankly. So we've tested so many things. And then one guy that I really liked, you probably know the guy, he's Russian, Mr. Alex.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Incredible guy. He made me like 1 million followers. You know, I mean, it wasn't just him. It was his great ideas, my desire to work with him and to tweak the things he was offering and actually spend time on it. And some of the videos just got hundreds of millions of views and it just exploded. So, but it was just the product of perseverance, of desire, of some of my experience and the team and resources I've put into it.
And also the analysis. So like everywhere you have to analyze what you've done before and like make some adjustments to your...
Everything is a strategy. A lot of people think, oh, selling courses is easy. We also have one of the businesses. We have like Financial Academy, we have a trading club, etc. But really to be selling something for millions of dollars, it used to be easier than now. Right now there's a lot of competition. There is a lot of limitations, especially in crypto and finance, like in Google ads, Facebook ads. Like right now we have 150 employees in just info business side of things. And it's rocket science. We do a launch, we have 150 different ads we're running. We have 30 different websites. Some of them are different by font size. You know?
Yeah, or like by color or like some emojis.
It's like, it's tough. And if you want to like really do good at something, you need to be among the 0.1% of people who are in this niche. It's just everything you do is strategy. Everything you do is patience. Everything you do is strategic mindset and resources. So, well, down the road, initially you can start small. It's fine. You can do it even yourself. Like I started everything myself. And then you just grow. But it's all about strategy and numbers. It's boring as fuck.
So you live in Dubai now. What are the perks of living here except from the 0 fees?
Zero tax, safety. That's number one. I was always, paranoid about my family and safety and, security is nice and all, but it's just inconvenient and it's extra expense. So Dubai is probably right now is number one city where there is everything and safety.
Okay, but do you not feel like it's, I don't know, in some way fake? Like that it doesn't have a soul, a lot of people say about Dubai.
I think honestly that those people who say that Dubai is fake is the people who cannot afford the lifestyle somehow. You know, they look at the people, you know, in Lambos and it kind of associates with rental Lambo lifestyle.
Yeah.
But even though, like, when I look at it, I see progress, I see innovation, I see power, I see money, I see opportunity, and a beautiful life. You know, it's got its own drawbacks, but I don't see it as fake. It's just authentic. You know, it's like, it's just different. It's like what people, if a person is used to Europe and he's living somewhere in Germany, in Leipzig, Dubai is gonna feel off.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's bad.
It looks like as if you're in, I don't know, GTA, like some sort of game, and like you're just driving around like these skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And what is the most amount that you've ever earned within just one day?
One day, 1.4 million.
1.4 million.
Yeah.
And lost?
In one day, probably like $1 million.
What is a rule that is much more expensive than money that you're going on with life?
I think, you know, this is very, because there's many things.
Yeah.
I think the most important rule in my life is loyalty.
Okay.
Because I think that Bitcoin is valuable, I don't know, gold, like earth minerals and stuff, but I think that people, it's your loved ones, it's your team, it's your friends, it's your followers, is the most precious asset, not in a cynical way.
And what piece of advice would you give to your children about money and about risks? Would you teach them financial literacy since they're like 5 or how?
Since they're 5 days old, yeah. No, I think that for children, most important thing to understand is that money is fake.
Okay.
And that you should not trade your time for money.
Okay.
It's just a waste of fucking time. You need to build instruments to generate money, and you need to learn to work with, to make money work for you.
Okay.
So not the other way around. I would never work for money, unless it's something ridiculously expensive. Yeah, like something big. You know, some people sometimes want to meet with me, like a personal meeting or something, to ask me for advice, like on business, on structuring a sales department or something. For me, and they offer me, they want to pay me, and I'm like, okay, if you pay me $40,000 for an hour meeting, I'm like 40K, okay. You know,
I'll do that.
yeah, I might just do that, you know. And some people do pay me that, so.
What would you say was your biggest fuck up in business? Like, not biggest losses in trading, but like in business wise?
The biggest problem we had, everything is a learning curve. You know, it's like, it's not a mistake if you've learned from it.
It's experience.
It's an experience.
Expensive.
Yeah, expensive one. But like out of expensive experiences with Evedex, our risk team miscalculated leverage on one of the pairs. And during the night, somebody found the exploit and they stole $300,000 in 2 hours. And before everybody woke up, I had to put in my own 300,000.
That is expensive experience.
Yeah. And then that was our chief risk officer, and he's no longer with us, obviously, because he's an idiot. But we didn't know this, and this mistake came not as a mistake; it came just as an experience.
Okay. And what feeling do you have when you do such mistakes, such fuck ups, and you have to like compensate from your pocket?
I mean, I was upset. I was sad because in Evedex, I've spent like, of my own money, close to 7 million. And it still might not work out, you know? So being objective, being honest, you know?
These are the risks.
These are always the risks. And like when these small things happen and because of somebody else's stupidity and incompetence, you lose an extra 300,000 in 2 hours, you get angry.
Yeah.
So it's more like anger.
Okay.
You know?
And what do you do with these feelings?
What I did that day, it was in the morning, my financial director, our CFO, was calling me. I had 12 missed calls from the CFO. You know that you're in deep shit. Mm-hmm. So, and then I was just sitting there. I thought it was the end of us. You know, I thought that we're done. I thought that Evedex is done. But then I was like, okay, fine. Let's just look at the numbers. We looked at the numbers. I was kind of upset for 2-3 days, but then everything passes. When you realize that anything, regardless of how bad, number one, it can always get worse. And number two, everything always passes. Unless you get life sentence in jail, then probably that doesn't. But most of the stuff does, you know?
Yeah. So like, it's just that you don't give up and you're continuing to get better each day.
As Elon Musk has said, the only time when you should quit is when you're forced to.
Okay.
Because unless, you know, if you are just realizing, you're looking at your business, you're like, you still have 1% chance, you should continue. If you, I don't know, if you get a roadblock in a sense that, you know, somebody from FSB or CIA comes and puts a gun to your head and says you got to stop, probably you should stop.
Okay.
But unless this happens, you're a quitter. So that's it.
It's like his story with SpaceX when like the first launch didn't work, the second one didn't work, and the third time it worked. Evedex, tell me more about it. What is this really cool exchange?
Yeah, what we decided to do is we started building it when only Hyperliquid was around. So we didn't have, I mean, Aster, maybe it was theoretically around, but nobody really knew about it. So we wanted to take the benefits of a centralized exchange, combine it with the benefits of a decentralized exchange, and just fix the problems that, for example, are not being addressed by Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is, I mean, as the name says, they're very liquid, so they have very good liquidity. They got a lot of pairs, but, for example, they don't have a mobile app. So even if we look at the statistics of Bybit, 90% of users trade on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So, and they don't trade in a mobile version of the web, like in Safari or Google Chrome. They actual mobile app.
Yeah, from App Store.
Yeah. So we were the first perp DEX and decentralized exchange in this sense to put on-chain trading into a mobile phone with futures and with leverage and all this. So then we're also working on debit cards. We have a learning center, cool gamification. And so we're trying, what I'm trying to say is that we're trying to bridge DEXs with SEXs.
Okay.
So
and bring it to the mass adoption as well.
Mass adoption. And down the road, we're thinking to even create on-chain banking, because our blockchain on which the settlement of the transactions happens can support really many things. So
Okay.
yeah.
And what is like one thing that you're proud of about Evedex, and something like one thing as well that you wouldn't do now?
I'm very proud of the team, because what we've built in just 1 year usually is built in 3 with twice as bigger of a team, and not 7 million but $20 million.
Wow.
So we've done really well. I mean, we optimized the expenses to the best of our ability. What I would change if we went back, we miscalculated the importance of deep liquidity. And for us, it was kind of a bit tough in a sense to, I mean, you learn as you go. But for the exchange, gamification, all this doesn't matter if you don't have deep liquidity.
Yeah.
And now we have about $12 million in the order book, which is okay-ish.
Well, yeah, for the exchange that only started 1 year ago, it's very good.
Well, we launched in August.
So a few months, just a few months.
I mean, it was built a year ago. Like, we've built it within like year and a half, but like it launched into mainnet, so we can trade with real money in like 2 months ago. So 12 million is at least something. And like our TVL now, total bridge TVL is 4 million. So it's small in comparison to maybe Ladder, Aster, and Hyperliquid, but we're getting there. And probably the biggest miscalculation was liquidity, because 12 million sounds like a lot, but we need like 50, 100 million. So, and we're working on getting that. So I'm doing actually fundraising now for like $20 million. So that was something that I would probably change, because the strategy would have changed as well. Prioritization of tasks would have changed. So.
Okay, that's good. And you say that it's non-KYC because it's decentralized exchange. When does the responsibility of the client end and your responsibility starts? Like, for example, if you have like, I don't know, something to do with AML.
No, we certainly do AML. Even it depends on where the customer is from. They're supposed to report their own income. So we're not legally obligated to do that for them, because we're not custodial and we're not a money transmitter. So we don't fall under certain regulations of centralized exchanges. So the burden of reporting is on the client.
Okay.
When it comes to our responsibility and the risks we carry, is the risks of exploits, risks of, I don't know, price manipulation of, I don't know, some actors. Sometimes on DEXs, even Hyperliquid had that instance where somebody could gain control of the order book and exploit some risk mechanisms. So if something like this happens, we compensate. So just like any exchange really, but the burden of reporting is on the client.
And how do you work with different market manipulations and like failures in the system? For example, a few weeks ago, there's been like some people call it black swan, but I would call it just regular Trump's manipulation with tariffs.
I agree with that.
And a lot of exchanges, they got liquidated, especially Hyperliquid. There's been around 9 billion liquidations is like in just hyperliquid because there was a cascade because of the futures and margin. Like, do you work something with that? Do you have like mechanisms that, I don't know, maybe like cancel the trades or something when there's...
See, the thing is that there is a lot of misconceptions when it comes to canceling of trades and liquidations and stuff. There is fair liquidations and then there is unfair liquidations. So what we are certainly against is unfair liquidations. A lot of exchanges, probably will not name any names, they don't allow any outside market makers. They make all the markets. And they can, I mean, first of all, they do a lot of B-book stuff, which is, I mean, probably a lot of exchanges do that. It's not the big problem. The big problem is when they know where stop losses are and they put you into B-book and then they manipulate the price on their exchange to get your money.
So like it would differ from TradingView or like, for example,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that would be criminal. And that is something that we absolutely are against. But when there is a liquidation event, for example, our price, we pulled the price as an average of like 8 main exchanges. Like most, even OKX pulls the price of Binance. So everybody, like Binance is the big cow, you know, and you kind of pull off of it. But when there is forced liquidation event and there is a concept which is called auto deleveraging, ADL. So when everybody is predominantly long or short, you cannot just hold those positions because somebody needs to pay those positions. And an exchange that makes money only from commissions and not from the P&L and some manipulations in the market itself, which is illegal, cannot not have ADL because otherwise they will go bankrupt. And there is insurance funds for things that happen out of the blue. That's fine. But when the whole market is just tanking and just getting everybody liquidated, any exchange will have ADL. So, and we're going to have that. So we have all the same principles, but we just have fair principles without market manipulation.
Okay. And what is your KPI for Evedex for 2025 or maybe even 2026?
It would be nice to become profitable. That's the main KPI, so that the exchange can evolve and we can focus on other cool things and reinvest the income into development of the platform and making more user-friendly and listen to feedback and actually improve and improve the level of our decentralization, because any protocol has different levels of decentralization. So improve that, and the KPI would be to get to at least $100 million of daily traded volume. Now one day we had a cumulative volume of like 10-12 million, which is not much for like by the standards of Oster that made 14 million in profit, not in volume, but we're getting there. So that would be the objective, getting to at least 100 million and being like top 20.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And about like the marketing, are you planning to go to different like markets and I don't know, maybe to Europe or?
We are present mostly everywhere. We are just trying to find, for us it's not as important as the market itself. We're trying to find partners and ambassadors who really push the product, you know? Because I know my experience as an affiliate of so many exchanges that I worked with personally, you just need to focus on 1-2 things, maybe 2 exchanges at the most, and really kind of enjoy the view and the team and the exchange and the product you're promoting. Because a lot of the influencers these days, they just want to make $1,000 for a video, and that's it. It's like it doesn't break even.
Yeah, and they don't even care like whether the product is good or not.
Yeah, and the audience, they see one exchange, another one, and it's just the exchange, like even the people, they have views, but those views have zero trust. So we're trying to focus on not as much about regions. I mean, we certainly care more about Europe and where we are available and where we really solve problems for the users. But genuinely, we care more about relationships with our ambassadors and that we can actually grow together. So our ambassadors, we offer them programs where we can even offer them our guidance on user acquisition, on viewer acquisition, how to build funnels, how to improve their FTDs and stuff, so we can grow together, not just suck the life out of them, you know?
Yeah, that's really good that you have this conversation with your partners, because like some people, they just don't even know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like when you have a ready plan, then it should give good results.
Yeah.
And about centralized exchanges, what do you think is their future within the next 5 years when we will get the regulations? Do you think they will just disappear or?
Oh, they won't disappear. If you look at Bybit, I know the founder of Bybit for like 4 years. Ben is a great individual, has also been helpful in my journey in general, and I provided a lot of value to Bybit. But what I see now, they're transitioning more towards institutional. You know, they're kind of losing interest in retail.
To the big players?
Yeah, they're more, because they have enough liquidity. They have enough licensing. They have enough trust. Certainly, like me as a retail user, as a person who is outside of the spectrum of regulation and institutionalist, I don't like for someone to know where's my money and how much of it is there. It's not because I'm trying to hide something. If I wanted to hide, I would not be doing podcasts. But it's more about control. And I really enjoy Evedex or any similar exchange that provides self-custody to users. So even if evedex.com disappears, you can take your seed phrase, put it into MetaMask,
Yeah.
and get
And
access
you
to
still get the money.
you get your money. It's not like FTX. Oh, sorry, we ain't got no money. Evedex or Hyperliquid or like any proper DEX in this sense, we don't have access to user funds. With all the desire in the world to commingle funds and do what they did, we can't. It's like it's written into code.
Yeah.
And that's freedom, in my opinion.
In a lot of your interviews, you like are not really a big fan of centralized finances, of banks
I hate them
yet.
fully,
Yeah, why?
Because I don't like somebody controlling me. It's not about me being important or anything. I'm just another guy. I don't think.
Well, you're the most important person in your life.
That's true. And that's the mindset of most people that they should have, because at the end of the day, it's their life. But, you know, with banks, I had so many issues with banks, especially in Europe. And it wasn't even big amounts of money. I wasn't moving drug money or anything. Yeah. Maybe I would have made more money in my life. I don't know. But jokes aside, I had so many problems where the bank would ask me questions about simple transfers that were even ongoing, and they would block transfers. And then they would need the same fucking papers that I provided before. It just was getting to the point of absurdity. Like, it was absurd. And you're like, it's my money. Fuck you. Just do what I'm telling you. And if you talk to them like this, they will ban you and they will blacklist your ass. So it seems like you're just a slave. So dollars, euro, whatever, traditional currency, people are getting paid with it, but they print shit like, it's infinite printing of that money, and people slave away for it in the U.S. People cannot even afford rent no more. I'm not talking about buying a house. They cannot afford rent, and they're working for that dollar that just because of some deficit somewhere, they're like, oh, let's print another trillion. They don't even print them physically yet. They just print it on a computer. And then if you try to account for every dollar printed, there is no answer to it. They don't even know how much of that fucking paper there is. So they're making people spend their entire lives chasing something that is being devalued by the stupidity of others. This is the current fiat system. It's colonial, it's outdated, it's garbage. And that's why for me, like banks and stuff, I hold most of my net worth in crypto, and most of it is in Bitcoin. So, and I see how over the course of my average entry price is 27,000. So my entire net worth has 5x'd in the last, half of it has 5x'd in the last couple of years. And I'm happy about it. And that's something I will keep holding until a certain point. Then I'll probably sell. But just because I'm strategic. But overall, yeah, banks, like even right now, we have 200 employees in total, a little over, together with Evedex. And we pay all salaries in crypto. We don't pay salaries in dollars. You want dollars, you don't fit our mindset, you know. If you want to pay like the bills and stuff, you can use the crypto card. You want to, yeah, if you want to pay something else that you cannot pay with crypto, I mean, you can always transfer it into fiat, you know, like I do. Sometimes, like when I need to pay bills, I have monthly expenses, upwards of $100,000 a month. I just send to my bank account, and that's it. So the one that I need to have there, but usually my bank account is like pretty poor.
It's like there's a meme that you have to ask the crypto person to show their bank account, and there will be like nothing, and then show like trust wallet or something like that. Yeah. Do you think about the regulations? Do you think the crypto will be regulated within the next few years?
They're trying to. It really depends on how everything develops. I think that down the road they're trying to do that, and I think that if Trump prevails, what they do, because they really supported so much, because they were debanked themselves. After the first term of Trump, they had so many issues with banks and his family and his sons and stuff that they're really for on-chain business, on-chain banking, on-chain everything. And I think that there will be regulation in terms of AML, and that's fine. Even in Evedex, we do AML. We don't support terrorists. But in terms of human freedom, I think it's just this fundamental right of a person. And what is happening in Europe is just theft. Like, I mean, you come, or UK, you come to the bank, you want to withdraw £2,000 in cash, you need to prove it why the fuck you want it. I mean, I would get violent if somebody wouldn't give me my £2,000. You know, this is like, what, is this kindergarten? Can I go pee? Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's your money.
It's
your money.
ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Even in Dubai, one of the banks closed my account and blacklisted me because I withdrew €100,000 in cash.
Even in Dubai?
In Dubai. And the reason why I withdrew it was because I received euro into my account because I sold the car in Europe when I moved to Dubai. It was 100,000. And the bank asked me the questions about the money. I answered the questions. I had all the proof. No problem. So, okay, usually they ask questions when the money comes in.
Yeah.
But they started asking questions when I was trying to take out the money.
That is very strange.
That is stupid. And they didn't like the fact that I took out cash. So for them, it was suspicious that I'm taking out cash. If I would have just sent it somewhere, no problem. But I took out cash. And for some reason, they hate cash. And they did ask me a question. They wanted extra KYC and proof why I need that cash. And I told them to go fuck themselves.
Why do you need it? So like, why do you want to withdraw your money?
Why do you want to withdraw your money? Genuinely, that was the question.
Yeah.
And I was so angry, I said, go fuck yourself. I mean, I didn't write go fuck yourself, but I said it's none of your business.
Yeah.
And that was my answer. Within a week, I had a call that my account is closed for undisclosed reason, and I can go fuck myself now.
Okay.
So, but it's so.
They said that back to you, to be honest.
And then I was like, God damn it. Yeah. So that's why, I don't really like the system, and that's why we've built Evedex. And
what would you say the best feature about Evedex, like your favorite one? Would it be AI, or would it be just like the UI UX that is friendly for beginners? Like, what's the...
I think it's the combination of all things. But right now, I think that the coolest thing is the XP points, which gives you cash back and the chance for a drop.
And also, we have this small competition for our followers. All you have to do is register with the link in bio on Evedex, and you will get extra 10% of cash back. That is the first thing. Then the second thing is you have to trade 1 million of trading volume, and you will guaranteed receive $200. So each person that does 1 million of trading volume will get $200.
Which is pretty easy, actually. People might think a million is a lot, but a million, if you trade with leverage, it's not that much.
Or also you can hedge positions.
You can hedge positions.
Yeah, and like you have no risks and you have $200 in your pocket. And the last thing, you will also get more points for the future airdrop, because you will be trading more volume, and the more volume you make, the more XP tokens you get. So everyone, what you have to do right now is go to the link in bio and register on Evedex, because that is just literally the revolution, the crypto revolution of regulations, of exchanges, and of perp dexes. I'm very thankful to you for this interview. Yeah. I think that you've opened up as a real person to us finally, because everyone was asking you about crypto, and now we've touched up on all of the different topics. And maybe you want to say something to our followers, maybe the last piece of advice. I know everyone asks you about that, but maybe I don't know, something motivational, something that will keep them going.
Most important throughout my entire journey of life of money and, fighting different demons, I've realized that money is great. So if you are following money and this money journey, good for you, it's good. But don't forget to be human a little bit and live a little. And not in a sense of money, in a sense of inner joy and appreciation of billions of coincidences happening and coming together, even cosmic ones, for you to be alive. We had about 100 billion people ever lived on the planet Earth, approximately, from what we know. But the amount of people that could have been born but never did get a chance to get born was times 1 trillion. So the fact that you're alive now, I know it sounds crazy and whatever, but it's incredible. The fact that you are living and breathing and you have lungs and have this life. So it's nice to have also a Bentley, but, and I wish you that, but I also wish you to be a little more human every single day. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.